Alrighty. Flux everywhere. You can't. Come on. Jason got flux on all my screwdrivers. How do you get flux on the screwdriver? I get getting some flux on the iron maybe, but how do you get flux in the damn screwdriver? I need to ultrasonic my entire room every time. Alright, here we go. Alright, so while I'm going to spend a few minutes cleaning my screwdrivers here before we get started, I might as well do some shameless promotion of hey, look, we finally have ultrasonic cleaners back in stock, and I got this nice little drop-down menu here. So you can buy components for MacBooks by the type. So you want backlight circuit, charging circuit, SMC reset circuit. This took forever, but see, we have this kind of stuff. You can buy power circuit components, and it should show, load, good Time Warner. You can go by device, MacBook Air 11-inch, and you can choose by the year. And if you really want to narrow it down, you can choose it by the motherboard. You can click over here. And bam. Look, some of them even have pictures. At least the ones in stock have pictures. And I also set it up with autocomplete. So check this thing out. Watch this. U7090. That is cool. That is cool. Lewis, you still have music playing. Ah, fuck. Forgot to turn it off. Whoops. Copyright claim right there. Copyright strike. That's a copyright strike. But yeah, so I got this. So you can just do this, and it fucking auto-completes, which is beautiful. And it'll even show you on the bottom which boards it's compatible with. So if you want to be 110% sure, you can click on compatible boards and see. But yeah, this took a while, but it's coming together, and it's, who knows, may actually get an order someday. All right, anyway, I got a lot of screwdrivers to clean. Do you have stencils in your website? No. That's coming up next, though. I actually have to, they just came in. So I got to put them up. I didn't get as many as I wanted, but I do plan on buying a bunch of stencils because if you're like me, let's face it, you need a lot of new stencils. So now I got to find a magnet. My magnets are gone. My magnets are gone. If I got you another i5, would you restore your old Lenovo? No, that thing's a piece of shit. I mean, it was nice when it came out, but like by modern standards, it's like the battery life you get on that. Like I'm lucky if I get an hour and a half if I'm doing anything real with it. The screen on it looks like shit compared to modern laptops. It's I'm over the T520. I'm over it. It was nice at the time, but it's like it's 2017. I'm over the T520. There's really only so much you can get done with that machine. And good luck trying to do live streaming in high quality with that CPU and GPU in there. Blech. It's old. I'm through with the old stuff. I had to pick up my U1950 from Mouser. Yeah. I have a lot of stuff that I got to add. We got a lot of products coming. We have a lot of products coming. And the ultrasonics are back in stock. I have 7 or 8 of them left. And after that, I may be done. Because I don't think I can get CP500s anymore. How did cleaning go? Cleaning went well. The front of my store no longer looks like a complete shithole and only looks like a partial shithole. I can't show you because there's like too many wires on all that shit. There's like the camera plug, the base station thingy for the wireless mic, the HD. If I try to pick it up, everything will break. YouTube chat sucks balls, somebody says. It sure does. It sure does. I agree with you. Let's see. Do you need a website? No, I don't. I need to make my current website better by actually adding all the products to it. That's taken forever. But it's nice to have ultrasonic cleaners. It's nice to have ultrasonics again. ThinkPad P71. We'll see. I still want to open mine to do a comparison between the cooling that you get from the Retinas and the cooling you get with the P50, because I don't think a lot of people appreciate it. They think like, oh, look at how thick the Lenovo is. It's so much thicker. But they don't really appreciate what you get with it being thicker. What happened with Pepe? That machine worked. I did 2 videos. Part 1 was installing the chip, and part 2 was me showing you that it worked. Somebody asked, why didn't you put the cable in? Why didn't you reassemble? It's only 5 minutes, this, that, or the other. Dude, it was free. I wasn't charging for that. I charged nothing for that job. So my deal was, I will not charge you for it. Only this once. Don't get any ideas. Don't you stack like 90,000 X230s over here because Lewis is a charity. Only once. But the deal was you got to put it back together, which I think is pretty fair. I think is pretty fair. And he was a really nice guy. He was a very nice guy. It was a good meeting. It wasn't the best day because I had to redo some small wiring in the front of the store for some stuff that wasn't working, and I also had to put back together a bunch of machines, so and categorize a bunch of stuff. But I got a nice little retail display now. I actually don't have space for new used machines in the front, which is great. I like that I have no space for new refurbished machines to fit in there. That's a good problem to have. Let's see. Doing my homework before boxing. How many other mods are there? Enough. iPad Rehab says, fuck you, Lewis. And for those of you that don't believe me, for those of you that don't think that a nice mom from Mendon, New York would say such a thing, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. My heart hurts. All right. Pepe was a success. Would you fix the 2013 Nexus 7 screen? Oh, fuck no. Absolutely not. You know why I wouldn't do that? Because I own that piece of shit. I own that piece of shit. Oh, my God. So half of the fucking Nexus 7s had touchscreens where if you just put it down on the table, this happened to me all the time. I would put it down on the table, I'd have it set to read a book, and the page would just start flickering. Like, it was like it was constantly ghost touching. It touched itself more than Pee Wee Herman in the 1990s in the movies. It was such a piece of shit. And the screens you buy for it were even worse than the screen that it came with before it broke. Not to mention they give you almost no room to adhese the screen back on, so it almost never sits the same as it did before. I own that tablet. I've replaced the screen on it. I hate that thing. I wouldn't do you the disservice of making it work again. As somebody who's owned the Nexus 7 from 2012 and the Nexus 7 from 2013, that tablet gave me cancer. What did you do to her this time? I didn't do anything. I'm a nice guy. Everybody thinks I'm so mean. I'm actually a pretty nice guy. Get my wireless transmitter in there. Okay. Let's get this board out of here. Come on. Come on out. Come on. All right, take the SSD out. Will you fix my motorcycle? My counter question, if I fix your motorcycle and you die as a result of using it, will your family sue me? Because I don't know shit about motorcycles. Guy that made the FHD kit is watching, Nitrocaster. Yeah, he's left some good comments. I did a search through the stream just to see. He's actually left some quality comments. Like, I went through my comments that he left, and not a single one of them has ever been cancer. So thumbs up to Nitrocaster. If I purchase an ultrasonic, can I come by in person? I live in New York. Yes. Why not? Okay, so let's take a look at this board and see what it's doing. So when I plug in I get no green light on the screen. Now, most of you know that in order for the green light in the screen to work, I need the one-wire circuit to work. But before we go over thinking, before we actually try to use our brain or figure out what's wrong with it or think, because thinking hurts, it gets wood burning. Let's think, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's my favorite repair right there. You see that? You see that? That's a JTAG connector. And what do we do to JTAG connectors at this store? We destroy them. I'm really thinking of getting mugs made up that say JTAGs don't matter. Like hashtag JTAGs don't matter. I've been thinking about that. A coffee mug that says JTAGs don't matter. I'm kind of wondering how that would go. So, let's go over this little JTAG connector. Because JTAGs don't matter. Thank you for the recommendation. The SE400 is a pretty good product. It is a pretty good product for a beginner. I used to have that. Did you fix an EliteBook 8460? 50-50 now. You said you were against mutilation, yet I've watched several vids of you castrate BGA packages. I'm against mutilation of sentient life forms, such as children getting circumcised. I feel like you should use the right word. It's not circumcision. It's like partial castration. I would say partial castration. But yeah, I don't give a shit about these little BGAs. Or the JTags. Terrible Fire says, iPad Rehab is an angry mom. Why, it appears she is an angry mom today. I don't remember the last time I cursed on a Jess's stream comments. I'm always on my best behavior. Do you have a recent office tour? Mo, my office is a shithole. Ask the guy that came by yesterday. He'll tell you. My office is a shithole. There's a lot of people say, Lewis, you should get this 360-degree camera. And I don't understand why YouTube is pushing 360-degree cameras. I don't want people to see most of my office. It really is a dump. Because the problem is that when I moved here, I barely had the money to open the store. And I'm not kidding. There's got to be a picture on Facebook somewhere. I'm going to find it. I ran out of money while doing the back of the store. By the time I got to the front, I couldn't afford a proper door. I had like $50 left in my pocket. I went to Home Depot, and I'm not kidding you. I bought a fucking patio door. I got a side of the house patio door, and I wrote 186 on it. It didn't even have a window. No window or anything like that. So I did everything kind of ass backwards. Like, that's why the camera wires are outside the wall instead of inside the wall. That's why the display case is kind of uneven. That's why the floors are all fucked up. It's like I did everything ass backwards because I got money. I started with little money, but as the store did better, I had more money. But the store was already constructed once I had the more money. So then it's kind of like, yeah, it's one of those things. So the store looks like a complete shithole. And now I do have money, but there's no way in hell that the return on investment for demolishing what I have and then renovating would be anywhere near worth the actual price of that. I don't think that the return on investment is there. And even if it was in 2023, I'm out of here, so fuck if I'm putting that time or investment into something that is probably going to become a Chase Bank or a Starbucks. Or maybe a Santander. They're getting really popular. My office is legit worse as a startup. No, it's impossible. When it comes to JTAG, we repeal, never replace. Indeed. JTAG lives don't matter. Yeah, that's pushing it a little bit. I'd say JTAGs don't matter. Let's see. Wouldn't it be funny if this worked? Wouldn't it be funny if this worked? I love my Nexus 7 2012. I was nice to that thing and just sold it recently. Oh, there's no way you had one without a ghost touch. Every single one of those I ever got had ghost touch. That's if you were actually able to get through to Google to get a replacement. Oh, if you bought it through Google, there is no customer service buying products through Google. It doesn't exist. You buy a product through Google, you're stuck with the robots. You're stuck with robots. If I wanted to ship you a laptop for repair, would you take it? Sure, why not? We have a link in the description below that you can use to go to our website, contact, get a quote, or just use the little form to send it in. What'll happen in 2023? My lease is up, and in 2023, this will become a Santander or a Starbucks. Or a Chase. Don't want to discriminate. Or a Chase. Probably a Chase. Okay. Alright. We got ourselves a nice little JTAG connector. And now, I'm going to turn it on. I love Apple products. Apple products are some of my favorite things in the world. Have I told you how much I love Apple products? You know why I love Apple products? Let me tell you why I love Apple products. You could have put... This is the part of the computer that's on the edge, right? This is where the water seeps in. You could have put the JTAG over here. No. You could have put the JTAG over here. No. You could have put the JTAG over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. But no, you don't. You put the JTAG over here. And that's why I love you. Oh, my God. Who designs this shit? Seriously. Okay, next. Wow, I was expecting that one to at least take, 2 minutes of thinking. Maybe 2. What, why? What the fuck is the point of that? All right, let's balance that out with a hard one. So this was mailed in, and as you can hear, the fan is on. And I never turned this on, which means this thing has been on during the entire time that it's been mailed, which is kind of weird. I don't think the battery life would allow for that, but the fan is spinning, and I have never plugged this in, which is a little weird to me. I would imagine that the fan should not be on, especially if it was mailed from anywhere outside the tri-state area. All right, let me get this wireless mic thing is driving me nuts. Back pocket doesn't work. Front pocket is too short. What if I shove it in between my belt? I lost the clip to this damn wireless mic thing, so I can't clip it to my pants anymore. Missed that thing. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Please check out my question regarding needle for flux, which is way too thick. Let's see. Control F. If you want to have quality chat, if you could go to the Twitch chat where it doesn't screw me, because the YouTube chat does this really annoying thing. The YouTube chat does this thing where if I don't read your comment in time, it disappears forever, which is incredibly aggravating, but that's YouTube for you. In terms of needles, this is the only one that I use. Let me see. So are you going to offer needles of different sizes with the Amtech Flux? So far, I only use this one. Let's see. It's way too thick. Huh. I haven't found that. I used to have needles that were thinner, but like you'd have to, you got to be able to bench press like at least 250 pounds in order to push anything out of those. It's a royal pain. All right, I need another. Hello, connector, connect. Oh, here we go. I was using 2 magnets for 1 machine, which is incredibly wasteful. Incredibly wasteful. JTags don't matter. I swear. What the What are you going to go after the lease is out? Get a new location? Hell no. I'll be done. By then, I will be out of here. I'll be on to some... I will be at... my goal in 2023 is to be living in a mansion on the top of a mountain, far away from civilization, and to not do any of this ever again. That's my goal. It is, it's like 6 years away, so we got a long time before that occurs, but 6 years. 6 years. What's up with the X230 mod you put in the description? Oh, fuck, I left it there. I got to remove it before I get that question 50,000 more times. Okay, removed. I had that was supposed to be there for the last stream, so the last stream that I did was showing you how the X230 mod that Nitrocaster made worked, and that thing works really damn well. He did a very good job of making that board. Props to him. He has skills, which is more than I can say for me. So if you want, and if you're interested in any of those types of classic Lenovo mods, you should talk to Nitrocaster and see what he can do for you and see what he sells. So as you can see, the fan spin's high, but there's nothing on the screen. So I'm going to check for a few things. The first thing I want to check for is CPU vcore, and the second thing I'm going to check for is GPU vcore. Now this board is the infamous 820-3332, and let's see if anybody in the chat can figure out what it is that is always wrong with these. So I want to see if any of you can tell me what always goes wrong with these boards. The first thing I'm going to do, let's just turn on my multimeter, and ooh, this is so cool. Watch this. One, my multimeter is, oh, no way. Oh, I'm going to kill him. How the hell is my multimeter dead? You mother... Okay, it's one thing to leave flux in the screwdrivers. It's another to leave flux in the table. But what the fuck? I was so excited to have this little multimeter. And now it's dead. Now it's dead. TechRex is an idiot on YouTube who destroys Apple stuff, says Windows Tester. Yeah, but that's what people want. I mean, again, is he an idiot? Is he an idiot for making content that makes him hundreds of thousands of dollars? Like, I mean, I guess that would be the question. Motherfucker. Seriously? This little meter died already? Ah, man, it took 3 years to get a meter that would work over USB, and it took like a week for it to not turn on anymore. RIP multimeter lull. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Alright, so let's see if any of you can guess what it is that goes wrong with all the 3332s while I'm troubleshooting my multimeter. Holy shit, did you just melt that thing? Yes, I did. I destroyed that LCD. I destroyed that little JTAG connector. And I will destroy every JTAG connector that comes into my shop from now until the end of time. By the end of time, I mean 2023, because, again, there's only so long I'm going to be doing this for. Okay, let's see. Battery? There's no way in hell my battery ran out that quickly. Oh, you seriously did die. You did die, you little fucker. You little fucker. Seriously, this meter lasted for a fucking week. You have got to be shitting me. Let's see. 9-volt battery. Okay, let's get a real multimeter to measure this one. You have got to be fucking kidding me. What a piece of shit. Alright, let's see. 9-volt battery has... And you're not going to be able to see this on the screen because, let's face it. Should I be blaming the meter, or do you have a dead... Huh. You're not measuring what I would expect you to. Alright. Let's steal the 3-year-old battery from this multimeter and put it in that multimeter. Is it possible that the battery that came with my cheap-ass meter is dead? What is the purpose of flux? Help solder melt. Did you turn on your amp for notifications? I think I did. I don't think you did. Oh, fuck. Oh, I did, but it's low. I probably missed something, didn't I? Is it possible to upgrade a MacBook Pro 2015 processor? I'm not sure. It may be or it may not be. But what I do know is that I wouldn't try, because you're taking a machine that works and for virtually no profit have a very large chance of turning it into a machine that doesn't. You could get the BGA rework wrong. In addition to getting the BGA rework wrong... Wait, why am I spinning this? Oh, that's dumb. I thought this was like a screw. Oh yeah, I'm being an idiot. And this one uses... Oh no. You use double A's. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Tell me I gotta go to the deli and buy a 9-volt. Let's see, what does Jason's meter use? He won't mind if I steal it, will he? Yeah, 9, give me... Oh. Yeah. Alright. Do I have to really buy a 9-volt battery? I'm too cheap to buy a 9-volt battery. I think I may just have to go out and buy a 9-volt battery. Or I can just measure with this one for this stream. Yeah, that'll have to do. Ah, well. We'll see if it's the battery later. But I would be really surprised if the battery actually died that quickly. Let's see. Is it possible the Chinesium battery is dead? That could be it. He's not an idiot, certainly. Okay, so let's go over this. So you have two choices. You can make content that is difficult to film, confusing to figure out, and you can get 1 to 3 million views a month. Or you can make content that a 4-year-old can make, and you can get... Come on, Time Warner, you can do it. 18 million views a month. So he's probably making 5 to 8 times the amount of money I am without having to turn on his brain. Which one of us is the idiot? Buy the bloody 9-volt battery. All right, I'll be right back. So this is going to be my empty chair. And I guess I should put a note there before I leave. Yeah, so I got to buy myself a battery. But I figure I should leave a note before I leave. It's right on the corner. Here we go. Okay. Do keep in mind, if you leave any comment in YouTube chat, I won't be able to read it because YouTube chat sucks and we'll delete it before I'm back with a battery. Okay. See you in a minute. All right. Nine volt. Can't believe he left for a stupid battery. Can't believe it, man. Why would he? How dare he take 1 minute out to get something that'll make the entire process easier? Let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, is it the battery or is it the meter? This battery is a peak power. Have you ever heard of that brand in your life? I have never heard of that shit. I have every doubt in the world that that is a real battery. Hey, it works! So if you buy a Chinesium multimeter, make sure to replace the Chinesium battery. That comes with it. How did you get back so fast? Dude, there's a store everywhere. I walk outside, I walk to the right, I can get organic juice, Chinese food, batteries, fried chicken, hookah, a place that serves liquor to minors. Like this, everything is right there. It's like, what do you... Everything is right there. Okay, so let's get this thing turned on. Here we go. Fucking piece of shit. What a pile of fucking crap, man. I would have paid to get a good battery. Like, you could have charged me $1 extra for that meter and included a real battery. I don't think it would have killed the sale. What are you gonna do? Okay. Yoink. Or just not include a battery, because if you don't include a battery, it then prompts me to buy a battery. And when I go to the store, I have Energizer, Rayovac, a Duracell. I can't buy a Chinesium battery locally. Like, it takes effort to do that. All right, so let's see. What do we have here? No. Show up on the screen. Son of a... Oh, the program's not on. Okay. We're this close. We're this close to not smooth braining it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Meter. So, what we are going to check for, if anybody guessed, is CPU vcore. That is so cool. That was totally worth getting up to get the battery. Was that not worth getting up to get the battery? We're going to check for is CPU and GPU vcore. Often on this model, CPU or GPU vcore is missing. So let's see on the schematic where it is that we would find that. This is an 820 3332 motherboard. No, TechRex is an idiot. I mean, are we still on that? Are we still arguing about that? Again, who is the idiot? The person that makes 5 times as much money without having to do work, or the person who does work? I would say that I'm the idiot of the two. And I'm the one sitting here trying to figure out CPU vcore, GPU vcore, VCCIO versus vcore, how RTC clock causes quarter fan spin, and he's bashing phones with a hammer. And who makes more money? Again, you have to think about these things. A 14-year-old will say that he's the idiot. Somebody with bills to pay will say that I'm the idiot. And I would argue that I am the idiot. So, let's open up the schematic in the board view for the 820-3332. Miles Blakely says U8900. Oh, it's awesome. That's so cool when you figure out that people actually pay attention to the shit that you do. All right, so PP vcore SO CPU. Let's see what that measures. And we can see what that measures on the meter on the screen because this is awesome. This is so cool. I'm never going to get over how cool this is. All right, so where can I find an inductor for CPU vcore? Yeah, this just too cool. All right, so we have 0 volts on CPU vcore. Nothing at all. Just to make sure the meter is working, because, again, Chinesium. We do get... Wait a second. What do you... Range? Okay, let's try this. Okay. PP bus G3 hot gives me 10 volts. That's a little low. Weird, but fine. And CPU vcore gives me nothing. PP3V42 gives me 3.42. And vcore gives me nothing. Okay, so we have no CPU vcore. So this is actually a different issue than the standard issue with these boards. So we're probably going to make up for the difficult issue prior, the easy issue that we had before with a nightmare this time. So let's take the board out of the machine. Let's also check out how CPU vcore is going to be created on these models. Alright, so the YouTube chat is behind, so as soon as I scroll, everything's going to disappear. So I'm at 503. U8900. Miles is good. Alright, so we're at 503, and now as soon as I scroll down, it fast forwards me to 515 because YouTube chat was coded by fucking jackasses. And then when I scroll up, 511. So if you left a YouTube message between 503 and 511, it's just gone. It's just off into the wind, and I will never see it, which is why you should use the Twitch chat instead of the YouTube one. Ilya said, greetings from the Kremlin. No, you're not from the Kremlin, because that's dollars. If you were from the Kremlins, you'd be donating in the Kremlin money. Yep, use the proper fluke meter. Now, if the fluke meter were proper, it would have output to Open Broadcaster. Let's see. Feed the meter 9 volts with your bench power supply. That's a little too much work. You know how inefficient that thing is? You know how much power I'm going to draw without using a linear power supply to power my multimeter? Okay. How do you know what the voltage is supposed to be? Well, it says so on the schematic now, doesn't it? Have you been paying attention? Have you been paying attention? Have you? Be honest now. So look over here. See this? PP bus G3 hot, voltage 12.8. It's actually supposed to be 12.56, but whatever. We scroll down. PP3V42. I don't even need to read this. 3. Then the V is Apple for decimal point. PP means power poo, power plane, power, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So the V is like the Apple version of a decimal point. Where would you recommend someone who has limited knowledge of computer hardware to start learning? By starting. I know that that's a shitty thing to say, and everybody hates that answer, but like that's the only answer. As long as you're spending time thinking about where to start and not spending time doing something, you're literally, that time is being wasted. Any time that you spend thinking about where to start rather than just jumping in somewhere, you're wasting your time. I mean, because the thing is, if you jump in and you don't understand what's going on, then you have to ask yourself, why don't I know what's going on? And then once you ask yourself, why don't I know what's going on? Well, because I don't know what this chip does. See, now you've given yourself a point to start. But if you never jump in, then you'll never have a place to start, and you'll never learn. So you start by starting. And if you don't understand what you're doing, then then you start asking yourself questions. Why don't I understand what this means? Or what is this thing, so that I know what that thing is, so maybe I know what this thing is, and then you just go on from there. And you have to be okay with the fact that for a long period of time, you're going to feel completely clueless. But you have to make your own path. That's the way that works. Be patient. Better chat coming soon. Anonymous YouTube worker. Are you an anonymous YouTube worker? Can't believe he left for his stupid battery. Can't believe it. 1,000 people watching a chair. Eli's going to be mad. In the last 2 or 3 streams that I've watched of Eli's, it's been like a lot of how his views dropped, revenue dropped, suggestions dropped. So I feel a little, like, I don't know what it is. I feel a little bad doing that. I would feel I would feel probably more bad doing it if he didn't release a series of videos where he's like sitting on vacation somewhere going, "This is my life while you solder." And then, I don't know. I feel like I probably should feel bad because that did get evened out. He did that series of videos and then he almost got his foot chopped off. So I feel like we're kind of even there. Someone say, "Kremlin, here's your spy salary from Putin." Thank you. He almost forgot this week. I was this close to retweeting and liking everything that Hillary said on Twitter. I appreciate that you're... That was fast, yes. Faster than me reading chat. No sound, indeed. There is range on this thing. I can't like... I can go to a store, but you're not going to be able to hear shit. Alright, so let's take the board out of the case. Welcome to Manhattan. You seriously printed a note instead of writing one. Did you seriously print something instead of write it? Yes, I seriously did. And what? What are you going to do about it, mofo? What are you going to do about it? You going to report me to the pen police? You going to report me to BIC and say you shouldn't sponsor this guy? You fucking print shit instead of writing it with your pens? That's all right. That's cool. That's cool. Even though I had them planned as a sponsor for the next show. What am I going to do? Did he go to a secret brothel? Yes. It was a BSDM bra. Is it BSDM or BDSM? I'm actually kind of happy that I don't know the proper acronym. Whatever it is. Yeah, it's one of those special places where they hook the 9-volt up to your dick and they cover it in some electrolytic juice so that it shocks you. That's exactly where I got my battery from. It couldn't possibly have been a deli on the corner. BDSM. Okay, so now I know. Plus, if it was my handwriting, you wouldn't be able to read it. I can't read that comment. That's a little weird. I appreciate the $1, but I'm not... yeah. $1 only buys you so much, and reading that out loud... No. Let's see. Okay. Come on. Come out. Are you stuck in the machine by water or burn marks by any chance? There we go. Let's see. Water or burn marks? Water or burn marks? Why would a deli have 9-volt batteries? I don't know. Why wouldn't they have 9-volt batteries? Where else would you get a 9-volt battery from? What, I'm supposed to walk to Best Buy on 23rd Street just to buy a battery? Seems insane. This board does not look like it's had liquid on it, which means that it not having vcore is going to be a complete and utter nightmare, which is what I get for laughing about the jtag connector. The god of motherboard repairs is watching, aka Duke, and Duke wished upon me that I get a miserable repair in exchange for the fact that I have a JTAG. Duke's probably sitting there with a no PM sleep S4L, another one that like turns on and then turns off 5 seconds later, and I'm sitting here with a JTAG, and he's sitting there with his little fucking voodoo doll, shoving his soldering iron right through my eyes. I could totally see that. I could see that happening. I can imagine that. Hack the planet, says Door Posse. This is seriously in real life, says Jessa. What is seriously in real life? All right, let's look around the board, but let's also take a look on the screen at the circuit that's going to be responsible for creating PP, vcore, SO, CPU, because that's what's going to power the CPU, that's what's going to get us a chime, which we don't have. Do keep in mind that if you have no chime, that's a different problem than no image, and most people misdiagnose no image as no chime as no image. Obviously, if the brain is not turning on, it's not going to work. Should I get vanity plates that say PP3V42? Don't you dare, because I want to get them first, but I have to learn how to drive first, which means, realistically speaking, it's never going to happen. Oh crap, there's two at once. How do I read now? Greetings from Hawaii. I just got good at soldering because of you. Holy crap. Thank you. I hope you made some good money off of it for the donation you just made. Okay, so let's take a look at the page for CPU vcore. What's going to create it? So this is a buck controller. And I have videos on how buck controllers work that you can see. U7400 is here. And this is going to control these transistors down here, which are going to do switching. I graduated on top of my class and now have over 300 confirmed board repairs. Thanks to you, says Navy SEAL. That's awesome. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Keep fixing stuff and making it work again. And every now and then record a video of yourself in an empty chair. All right, so let's see where U7400 is on the board and see if we can spot what's going on. U7400 is sitting over here. Wait, wrong screen. Ah, you're seeing the cancer. You're supposed to be seeing the board, and instead you're seeing the cancer. I really got to fix this, because one of these days monitor number 2 is going to be porn. I know monitor number 2 is going to be porn, or some, like, me emailing somebody to contract to hit on Jessa because she keeps shit posting my YouTube stream with comments like, fuck you, Lewis. And you're going to see it, and that's going to be bad for me. All right, so let's check this out over here and see what we get on this section. What do we get? Hey, what do you know? I was wrong. There is water after all, and I missed it. Look at that. I missed it. Now, here's the thing. That chip is probably fine. 99% chance that chip is fine. Let's take a look around that area and see what it is that's going to control that chip. So let's go over what most often goes bad here. What most often goes bad are these two resistors. Do keep in mind that this buck converter is going to work by turning a higher voltage, like 12 volts, into a lower voltage, like 1. So how do you think you're going to turn 12 into 1? Well, what you can do is instead of sending 12 volts to the CPU, which Michael Oberdick talked about in a recent video, and he should never mention again, if I digress. We do have confidentiality agreements here. That if you're going to send 12 volts to the CPU and try to turn it into 1 volt, you're going to send chops. So you're going to send 12 to now, and then for the next 5 seconds, you send 0. 12 and a pulse, and then a bunch of 0. A little bit of 12, a lot of 0. A little bit of 12, a lot of 0. And it's going to average out over time. Now, this chip works with machines that have 16-volt power supplies. It works with machines that have 12-volt power supplies. It works with machines that have 8-volt power supplies. How is it going to know how long it's supposed to stay on? If you're using it with a machine that has a 16-volt power supply, it's not going to have to stay on as long to make 1 volt as it is if it's working on an 8-volt machine. Get out of here with that. How do I flick that away? Psst. What do I do? Is it over here? Yeah. Puh. Damn near got dividend taxes raised to 30-something%. But anyway, so what you're going to be doing is if you're turning 16 volts into 1 volt, you're going to have smaller 16-volt pulses than you would need 8-volt pulses. Because think of it, it's like averaging. If I want to average out, let's say, if I want to have an average of 1, I can have 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0. In that case, I have 3 pulses of 2 and 3 pulses of 0, and my average is 1. Now let's say I'm doing 4, 0, 4, 0, 4, 0. Now my average is 2. So I would have to have less instances of 4 in order to get to 1 with the 0 than I would if I had pulses of 2. I just totally fucked that explanation up because I want to get food. But anyway, point being is, how is the chip going to know what the power supply is? How is it going to know how long it has to stay on? T-on, ton, stands for time on. How long do I stay on? So if we scroll down over here, what you will see is down here, PP, Vin, SO, CPU, IMVP, this over here, is what's going to the transistors, and the transistors are going to do the switching. Sometimes you get 12, then you get 0. Then you get 12, then you get 0. This transistor is going to turn on and allow the 12 volts to flow through to the CPU based on when this is telling it to turn on or off. So this over here, this is the resistor that sits between that power line and this, which tells it what voltage it is. Remember, this chip can make 1 volt out of 8 volts, it can make 1 volt out of 6 volts, it can make 1 volt out of 10 volts, it can make 1 volt out of 16 volts. But it's got to know what the high side power supply is, so it knows how often to switch and how often to not switch. So let's check out R7403 and R7402, which are the cause of the problem 99% of the time. R7402, R7403. You should have gotten a sandwich while you were at the deli. I should have. I'm hungry. I can tell I'm hungry when my explanations start to go to shit. And as you can see here, those resistors actually look perfect. There's nothing wrong with them at all, which means that it may actually be that the chip is fine. It could be that the chip is simply corroded. I'm just going to replace it just for the hell of it. I don't really want to take a chance on it since it was liquid damaged, and these chips cost virtually nothing in contrast to the price of the service. So let's get ready to repeal and replace U7400. We're going to repeal and replace U7400 over here. We're going to replace it with a better one that doesn't have all this green puking shit all over it. And let's see what we get. So I'm going to wait for the hot air station to heat up a little bit. My hot air station is dying, so it will take a little bit longer to heat up than before, and I keep forgetting to get a new heating element for it. That chair made my day pure awesomeness. I'm happy. Kremlin cache, yes. Not U8900. Nope, it is CPU vcore. Just wanted to tell you, I love your videos, keep up the good work. Thank you. The YouTube video player is better. It is, but the YouTube chat program is useless. I feel like I'm constantly running and trying. I feel like reading YouTube chat is kind of like being tied to a car and running, and then the driver starts driving faster and you have to try to keep up with the car. That's what it's like trying to use YouTube chat. You're the Bob Ross of Board Repair. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Have Duke cursed you by sending you fake GPUs? No, that was 2 months ago. That curse is over. That was a nice $900 of curse that I will never get back. Every now and then, you spend money on something you shouldn't have spent money on. And yeah, I spent about a good $900 on all those GPUs, and they were all just, most of them were complete shit. Not the first batch, but everything after was kind of complete shit. Lesson learned. Does Lewis need donations? He seems to have enough money. I have enough money. He is behind on chat. Lies. I set this thing up at some point. There was somebody who did a lookup on my domain name, like a whois or whatever, to find my email, and they used some service to send money to that email, and I don't check that email. I purposely registered my domains for over 10 years just so I don't get screwed by that. And then they actually got mad at me because I never checked it, and then they thought that I was purposely ignoring their donation, and then at that point I said, fine, I give up. Eli wins. Like the second or third time somebody did that and actually got pissed off at it and called, I caved. Eli can win like 10% of the bet. Not the 100% of the bet, but I'll let Eli win like 10% of the bet. Just got my PC 3000 in the last couple of days. I'm having fun using it. That's awesome. I hope you recover a lot of stuff with it. Chinesium. Someone watched AVE. Now people keep mentioning that in chat. Where are your mods now? Oh, Amy's killing it. Amy's killing it. I think the person who's doing real work will have more success in the long run because people who don't just have success by luck. Yeah, but what is real work? If TechRax is entertaining 16 million people a month, is that not real work? And again, I'm not being facetious here, I'm being serious. If he entertains 16 million people a month, how is that? And he makes their life a little bit better for the 5 minutes where he smashes the phone or burns it or Coca-Cola's it or fucking magnets it. If he makes them forget about the fact that their life sucks just a little bit, he makes them smile a little bit, is that not real work? Granted, it may be easier to do, but how do we gauge real work nowadays? Is real work Wow, this hot air is really killing me. I preheated the board for a good amount of time, too. Come on. Alright. This, yeah. Yeah, this, I'm not feeling this hot air. Come on. Get off. Alright. I'll put some leaded solder there to make it a little easier first. And we'll go from there. Greetings from Vienna. I hope I become a board technician like you. I hope you are better than me. Don't try to be like me. Try to be better. If you're watching this, you should not aim to be like me in any way, shape, or form. You're going to be better. That is the idea. Fuck me, I have to replace a Retina keyboard connector. Well, Miles. You know what you can do if you have to replace a Retina keyboard connector? I'm going to be a salesman. I'm going to be a fucking salesman. Ready? 1, 2, bam. $3.99. Where are you going to beat that? Unless you buy from China. But you don't want to do that. You want to buy from me. Is that an Aeron chair? It is an Aeron chair. Okay, so let's make this a little bit more friendly to my smooth brain soldering station. So I'm gonna add some leaded leaded solder there, and hopefully that makes this job a little easier for my I'm really not impressed with these hot air stations, man. Like this Weller heating element lasted for like 14, 15 months. The fucking JBC heating element barely even made it a year. You know, it's getting harder and harder to recommend this shit over IOE. And that's not even including the Hacko shit that half of the time now doesn't work out of the box. It's a Tech Power TP9605BT. Yep, that's my multimeter. What screwdriver do you use? I use Weha and Wera. Wera for the Torx. Wera for the 0 Phillips. Weha for the 000 Phillips, and Weha for the Penelope drivers. Is it bad to worship people, and how do I stop it? Yes. Yes. You don't want, because there's a few things wrong with worshiping. The first thing is that as soon as you start worshiping people, you're going to try to follow their path to success, and often the path to success that they took is no longer available. So even if you do all the same things they do, even if you're just as talented as they are, which most of the time, let's face it, you're not. You are a different person than the person that you're watching. So, you may be better in some ways, worse in others, but even if you're better than them in every conceivable way, you may not have the same path that they do available. So don't worship people that you watch on TV or on the internet. You can admire certain characteristics, but at the end of the day, combine all the characteristics that you think are the best to be yourself. Yeah, I try to smack down that kind of stuff. Did you get your microscope back? My microscope never left. Or did it? Am I missing something? You just got posted. I sure did. What soldering iron would you recommend? I have a bunch, all the equipment questions, I link to everything in the description below because it makes it easier. So, like, the tips that I use, the stations I use, all that good information is there. And is this thing even getting hot? Like, really? Really? Get the fuck off my board. What's your opinion on starting a small business as an engineering student? Do you think it's possible to be productive in academics and still make a profit on the side? That depends on you. I tried to go to college and have a business and I failed. Maybe you'll do better. Maybe you'll do better than me. I hope you, again, that's what I say. I hope you do better than me. And hopefully your hot air station works better than this pile of dog shit. But let's try, what if I lower the airflow here? Let's see if I lower airflow. I'm probably going to have to take the nozzle off. Come on. Time to go. steal Jason's? Jason's is even more screwed up than mine right now, actually. The JBC is like... Yeah, the JBC is... Should I get a Wagner? Is it time for me to get out the Wagner? I think it may be time for me to get out the Wagner. What's the starter wiki you recommend and use? I forget what you said in another video. Having to do repair in a stage lighting controller and oh my... Why do you put a capital letter at the beginning of every single word? Do you have any idea how much extra work you're doing for no reason? I'm just curious. I don't mean that as an insult, but I see a lot of people do that. They put a capital letter at the first word of every word. The capital letter as the first letter of every word in the sentence. And that just seems like so much work. Like, where do you get the motivation to do that? I would say Gootwick. My favorite wick is Gootwick. I know Chris Long's going to be sad about the fact that I like Gootwick, but I do. So I've answered your question. Now you have to answer mine. Why are you putting a capital letter at the beginning of each word? Because that just seems like a lot of unnecessary work. You got a lot more motivation than I do. Because I've had 2 employees that used to do that all the time, and what I regret is that I never asked them why they do that, because I never got to figure out what the motivation was for it. This chip is responsible for CPU vcore. Piranov is here. Here we go. We have some people in the chat that can help cure the cancer. Actually explains it wrong. The chip doesn't monitor incoming voltage, it only monitors the output and adjusts the PWM pulse. Ah, we have a know-it-all. Check it out, we have a know-it-all. Okay, watch this. Ready? So you said the chip does not monitor the incoming voltage. So this PPVin SO CPU IMVP is the voltage going in to the buck converter that's going to be turned into 1 volt, right? This is 12.6 volts over here. PPVin SO CPU IMVP. Check it out. What's this up here going into my chip? PPVin SO CPU IMVP. Yep. So what is this then? What would you call that? Because I feel like that is incoming voltage to me. Maybe you have a different scientific or technical or engineering term for it, but to keep it simple, that's yeah. I think what you're thinking of is feedback, where the chip is going to want to see what the output is so it knows how to scale accordingly. But capital letters in the start of a sentence is something we learn at school, and it is a good rule to take with you in life. In the start of a sentence, but not in the start of every word. Why is it in the start of every word? What about cheap hot air stations? My hot air station is working like a cheap hot air station right now. Hello. Would you like to take this chip off the board or no? Don't make me use a Zalmal BGA rework machine to take a single chip off a board. That would be very dumb. Is my knob broken? No, the knob's not broken. Actually, yeah, the heating element is dead. I can tell the heating element is dead because my lights are not flickering when I turn it up. Cryzon funded $1. Yeah, so usually when I turn the heating element up, my lights die. And right now my lights are not dying. This shit ain't heating at all. Womp womp. Alright, so what the fuck do we do now? So if Jason's is dead, and he's been using mine, because his was dead and now mine is dead, well... what do we do? What do we do? Let's try his. We're going to try his. Let's take Jason's on for a spin. So where is Jason's microscope camera? Jason's microscope camera is going to be this one over here. All right. So let's try the JBC next. Let's see if... Now, I'm not going to be able to read chat over there, actually, because I don't have the monitor set up. Okay, let's... So if you want your chat to have even a small chance of being read, you'll have to put it in Twitch, because the YouTube one continuously self-erases itself. It just continually deletes itself. So it's possible that we just both have bad luck, that these both died at the same time, or that Jason is doing something that's destroying all the hot air stations. Actually, it says no heater. Yeah, so he took out the whole heating assembly of the JBC. So, do I not have a... What? Oh, son of a bitch. I actually think I don't have a hot air station. I have 2, and they both died at the exact same time. Let's see. Yeah, so the JBC has nothing. The only thing that I have left is this piece of crap FR801 that only works on 220. That's gonna... Yeah, that's a piece. And I don't have an IEC cord for it. Let's see. Do I have an IEC cord for the 220 Hacko? Where do you go? Are you going to the air conditioner or something else? Ah, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my Hacko FR801. Oh man, this thing sucks though. This thing was... I love this thing until I tried something else, and then... Yeah. And this is also probably one with an older heating element, which is going to be a bunch of bleh. How many things can break in one stream? Multimeter doesn't work. Hot air station don't work. Is it so much to ask that all of my repairs just be JTags? I don't think that's a lot to ask. I'd like that all of my repairs be JTags. Okay. Let's plug this POS in. This thing that's going to take 20 minutes to heat up. Yeah, I don't miss that about the Hacko. I can't say I miss that about the Hacko. The JBC just heats up instantly, which is nice for the, 10 months that the $280 heating element worked. I'm not complaining that it's expensive. $280 for a heating element of a hot air station is fine if it works for longer than 10 or 12 months. All right, so Hacko, old piece of shit, is on and engaged. So let's wait for this thing to heat up. God knows it's going to take a while. So it's sitting on the back chair over there. See? That's my Hacko FR801. I used to have 2 of them. I had one and a 220 element. Fix the JBC, you cheapskate. There's a 0 chance that it was even... there is 0 chance that it was new even before I gave it to you. It is not just 1 year old. It is 1 year old because I replaced the heating element on it when I blew it up for my MacBook Air video. I know when I replaced the heating element on that. I paid $280 for that. You sold your 801 to Steven Spink. That's a 200D. That was my 120 volt one. That's my 230 volt Hacko that I never used because I bought the wrong voltage for it. So that's a 230 volt Hacko, which is separate from the one I sold Steven Spink. But yeah, the JBC one, the JBC one, I killed the heating element on that one. That wasn't my fault. I shoved a piece of metal up there by being an idiot. But after I replaced it with a nice new $280 heating element, it would be nice if it lasted more than 10 months. Okay. Dota time if no repair. Now, we're going to give it about a minute or 2 to heat up. What's with your Weller? It doesn't heat. Don't heat. Okay. My JBC is alive and well over a year. Never replaced the heating element in my JBC. Yeah, but you don't have Jason using your JBC. Why not rewire the 230 volt? It's a simple wire move. It's marked on the board. Yes, why not open electrical sockets while I'm in the middle of a live stream? It's totally simple. Let me just get my toolbox and crawl under the desk and open the box and go downstairs and disconnect the voltage before I work on it. It's so simple. Why not spend 20 minutes on that garbage rather than what you're doing? It's so simple. It's easy. Okay. FX888 is garbage. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Again, any of those irons where they don't have the heating element built into the tip, I can't stand them. No. Heating element built into tip is one piece, or no? Run to the deli for a new hot air station. If that doesn't work, I will do this with the Wagner heat gun. I will wild PCS this board. We are professionals here. Where do you get your flux from? I get my flux directly from Inventec. If you're buying flux that's not from somewhere in Connecticut, most likely you're not getting real Amtech. If you're buying directly from the company. If you're buying from me, then you're getting stuff that came directly from Connecticut. Get a quick. Yeah. You can send your boards to me. Ha ha. Does that mean you are cheap for not buying new elements? I'm not cheap for not buying new elements. Okay, I'm lazy for not buying new elements. It's the wrong vice. It's the wrong vice. Please skip to wild PCS method. Really? You seriously? Okay, how many people vote for me trying the Hacko versus how many people want me to take this chip off with a Wagner heat gun? I'll let the chat decide. Should I try to use the Hacko or should I use a Wagner heat gun? Seriously? People want me to use a Wagner? Oh my god. All these... Why? What the fuck? Just open a store thanks to your videos. Thanks so much, Lewis. Thank you, Revitko. Okay, fuck you all. I'll use the heat gun. I can clearly tell that nobody cares if any of the stuff that I do actually works again. Nobody cares if my clients get quality work. You just want to see me blow shit up. And that's fine. Okay, cool. That's fine. At least I know who cares about me. And I know who don't. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's Wagner this fucker. Yeah, fuck. Let's see. Is this thing even hot? No, this thing's a piece of shit. Fuck what? Okay. Turn this stuff off here. At least the Hacko, unlike the piece of shit Weller, will at least eventually turn itself off. Although it's a piece of shit for different reasons. Alright, so let's see. Am I going to turn off... If I use the heat gun, am I going to turn off the computer because this is all on one outlet? That's a good question. So if the stream stops... Well, that kind of deserved to have that happen to it anyway. If the stream stops, then you'll know why. Alright, let's get the Wagner going. That donor board can suck it. That Weller can also suck it. I can't believe I'm doing this shit. Shit you do to get a job done sometimes. Is this a hot swap or a cold swap? You shut it. You shut your mouth. First, let's preheat the board before engaging in anything like this. So you want the board to be preheated first. You only use low setting, that's 700F. Alright, we're gonna use the iFixit. This is the iFixit method of fixing shit right here, folks. This is the iFixit. This is the... This is This is the MJ from iFixit method of fixing shit. Let's see how it works. I learned this all at iFixit. Alright. Ready, set. I need a Barlow lens for this to actually fit in there. Come the fuck off the board, baby. You know you want to melt. Or do you? I think I have to do it from straight above. I can't do this shit at an angle. You're not going to be able to see it. I know, but you asked for this, so you get what you ask for. This is not something I can do at an angle with this specific. Hello. Woo! Chip is off. Here's the thing. When you throw the heat gun at the floor, always make sure that you haven't melted the floor. Pro tip. What else am I supposed to do? Alright. Now only do this if you're a professional. As you can see, pin 3 was burned over here, the third pin on the right. This thing. You can't see it very well because I just kind of scraped I mean, I just kind of resoldered it. Yeah, this pad is actually missing, so I'm very interested in what that pad is. Wagner endorsement for rights of repair. Yes. Maybe that's how I get 1.6 million views in a video like MJ. Let's see. How many views did the heat gun thing get? Let's see. Do you think it's the heat gun or do you think it's something else? What do you think does it? Let's see. PS3, iFixit. Okay. There are two potential reasons that this video has 1.4 million views, whereas mine have 8,000. And if Firefox stops freezing, maybe I can show you. Boom, greetings from Poland. Firefox freezes a lot compared to Chrome, actually. Yeah, Firefox is Let's see. All right. Here's the moment of truth. So, is the reason that this video has 1 million, 1.4 whatever million more views than mine because they're using a heat gun? I think that's why it does. I think it's the heat gun. So I'm going to do all my future videos going forward with the heat gun because I am confident that this has nothing to do with anything else. It's just the heat gun. But anyway, going back to my microscope here, let's look at what that pad is. What is that pad for? This one over here is burned, and that troubles me. It troubles and triggers me. So that pad is... Oh. So that's where voltage is going to be coming from. C7401. C7401. And that is where 5 volts is going to be for powering the chip. Yep. So this chip got burned completely, and there's a good chance that if it got burned that it sent 12 volts to my CPU. Ugh, that's not good. That's not good. All right, so let's just do an overall cleaning of the area first. How long have you been soldering and working with electronics? 1997 or so. Everybody says, yeah, it seems that everybody agrees that the only difference in views, it must be the heat gun. So I think I'm going to be doing all my videos going forward with a heat gun because that's what people want to watch. I think it's totally, it's got to be the heat gun. It's got to be the heat gun. It's got to be the heat gun. From the Repair Fam in Tennessee this weekend. Are you from Tennessee? No, I'm from New York. Then get the fuck out, man. Yeah. I wonder how many people watched Michael Oberdick and Jessa get told very politely by the Nebraska senators to GTFO my state. Are you from Nebraska? No, I'm from... Then why are you here? Do you have family in Nebraska? No, then why... Oh, you do have family. Yes, my repair family. Yeah, I'm never going to let Michael Oberdick stop hearing about that. That was... I'll never let Michael Oberdick forget about that. How do I repair a late 2008 unibody MacBook with beeping RAM 3 beeps? You're fucked. Here's what you do. You use the one RAM slot that works. And if you cannot get one RAM slot that works, then you throw that 2008 shit in the garbage where it belongs. No, I mean in the recycling, not in the garbage. I would throw it in the garbage for symbolic purposes and then afterwards pick it out of the garbage and then throw it in the e-waste. But yeah, like, well, beeping computer from 9 years ago, nah. The fucked up part of doing this is I'm going to have to flow this into place without the microscope because I can't use the microscope and my Wagner soldering station at the same time. Funny how that works. Alright, so this pad is just a broken pile of shit. Let's just get that out of there. To even pretend that that's a pad is an insult. Lewis, why the fuck are you soldering with a heat gun? Dude, I would solder with a fucking cigarette if I had to. If I had to figure out how to solder by combining matches together, I would get the work done. And this is one of the things that drives me nuts when people say things like professional, unprofessional, and that's how you can tell people that just have boring lives, have never tried to do other stuff, or don't know what they're talking about. A professional gets the job done regardless of the adversities at hand. I left this at home, you'll figure it out. I don't know, you'll figure it out. You always gotta figure it out. Now, I could make this person wait an extra day, but, man, you figure it out. If you produce good results with consistency, use a professional. Duke is honestly the only person that I would ever say should be allowed to do this. Because Duke claims, he claims that he does all of his soldering with a paint stripper, and I think that's just him trolling me, to some extent. But like, yes, if you are a genius, if your IQ is over 150, then by all means do all your soldering with a paint stripper. Otherwise, I would suggest not doing that if you're new to this. But if you're Duke, then I will give you a pass. Have fun soldering with your paint stripper. You'd be sad to know I'm using a WR858D and somehow it works fine. Oh, you have no idea. I have a $700 station and a $1,600 station, and I'm using a fucking $20 paint stripper from Home Depot because none of them work. This is a sad day for us here. This is a sad day. Duke does not do iPhone 6 trace repair with a paint stripper. Hey, Duke was open to the challenge of some of those phones, and he was completely open to it. He loves the idea of being the world's first at a lot of these things. I think Jessa just doesn't want to send Duke some of the phones that she hasn't solved. I think that's what it is here. I think Jessa's scared that Duke would fix some of those things. Phone from the pop icon, whose name I'm not going to mention because some stuff is just too confidential to share with 1,600 people. But we do troll back and forth, by the way, but I'm never going to give away personal shit. Okay. I think Jessa just doesn't want to get shown up by Duke. Oh, that would be something. Battle of the Titans right there. All those Lewis border pair videos of where did all these little solder balls come from were finally answered. I wonder if Jessa actually got phones from that. I didn't think that Jessa would have people sending her phones where people let out the solder balls, but then I saw how many responses she got to her iCloud video, and oh my god. I know I have a lot of smooth brains watching my channel, but dear, oh my. People are still arguing that shit on her channel to this day. I can't believe you made a video saying Dremel my CPU. I Dremeled my CPU and it doesn't work. Sometimes I respond to comments on Jessa's channel as her, and there was one that I left today. It's like, so, if you saw like WebMD, but somebody, let's say you typoed, instead of going to WebMD, you went to WebMD with 2 Ds, and it went to a prank site, and that prank site said, and the prank site said, oh, if your dick is itching, what you do is you Dremel it. Would you do that? And I'm waiting for a response on that one. But like seriously, who the fuck does that? I mean, who is dumb enough to actually buy that? My god. People on the internet never cease to amaze me. They Dremeled the phone. That's so dumb. That's so smooth brain. That is hard. That's worse than koala trying to climb a wall because a picture of a tree is painted on the fucking wall. That is as smooth as it gets. Come on, Jumper. What's the difference between a T420 and a T430 besides the T420 has a better keyboard? Better processor too. The T4 also, I think the T430 may have a better screen. Are you going to fix your Weller? Eventually. If Duke can fix Error 27, then I will fly to Holland and bow in front of him. I bet he would if you gave it with enough incentive and motivation. If you just read the forum that we're on and tell me that you don't think that Duke would be able to figure that shit out. Duke is the man. There's no other way around it. Duke is the man. The kind of people that warning labels on products become a thing. Yeah, I suppose that's how that works. All right, just tin that one. Okay, so now I have to steal a chip from a donor board using my Wagner soldering setup. Dude, for any of you people who say, oh, these videos are planned, or oh, they're fake, or oh, you pick out the easy shit only. Are you here for when I'm doing micro soldering with a fucking paint stripper? You see it all, and it's always live. Well, now it's always live. So we're going to take this off of a donor board using my professional tool. Can't believe I'm doing this. This is such bullshit. This is such horse shit. You know what I used to use a long time ago? I actually used one of these, but I had a cooking funnel. So they have metal cooking funnels, and then they have plastic cooking funnels. And I got the cooking funnel over it so that I could get a nozzle size of about 9 or 10 millimeters. Those were poorer times. Those were sad times. But that was my first hot air station right there. Was a paint stripper. Okay, we're just going to preheat first. Yeah, literally everything is falling apart here. I don't have the clip for this damn Sennheiser transmitter anymore, so it keeps falling out of my belt in my pocket. And I don't have a hot air station. But we will persevere. I'm back. I trolled Jessa yesterday and it was fun. Pepe says hi. Does Pepe say hi to Jessa? I haven't seen Pepe on her streams recently and it's made me sad. It feels bad, man. It feels bad. Okay. Gonna preheat the board. What's wrong with that Mac? No CPU vcore. And we're fixing it with a... Are you kidding me? 1,766 live viewers. This is the most live viewers I've ever had in a board repair. And it's because I'm doing something fucked up. See? Nobody cares about information. Nobody wants to be informed. Nobody wants to see a good job. People just want to see me fuck things up. And every one of you keep saying TechRax is an idiot. Look at TechRax. He makes idiotic content by destroying shit. And then last stream, 600 viewers. I take a paint stripper to a motherboard, 1,700 viewers. Who is the idiot? Not him. He knows what people want. He knows what people want. Oh, man. All right. We've got a lot of preheating here. Now we're going to go in and remove the chip. What a fucking piece of shit. Might as well try to get you a better view of the desk. Let's see if I can get you a better view of the desk since we're relying so much on it for this job. Actually, I can't without moving this. Yeah, not much I can do. I don't know. Let's go back to where we were before. You're not going to be able to see much. But it's not like I planned my camera location based on using fucking hot air station. I swear, this has something to do with Jessa. I don't know what it is just yet, but I know it has something to do with her. Somehow she is responsible for this. From the beginning of the stream, she started her stream off with fuck you. My multimeter died. I lost the clip to my microphone. And now I'm using a Wagner heat gun to solder motherboards. This has something to do with her. She started the stream off with that, and now everything has been going downhill since. I know this has something to do with Jessa. I can't tell you just yet what it is, but once I'm done with the stream, I will investigate and figure out what it is that she did. We're going to figure out what it is that she did. Because it's something. And then we will plot revenge accordingly. Dare you to reball CPU with the paint stripper if it's dead? Dude, $5 ain't enough. Let the terrible fire out. It says terrible fire. I will not let the fire out. This will work again. This is going to have CPU vcore. This is going to have CPU vcore. I'm using Duke's approved soldering equipment. This is the Duke approved iron. All right. So I'm going to preheat from far away for a bit. I can't believe I'm doing this. Dare you to yeah, I'm not reballing CPU with a paint stripper. Burn the witch, says somebody. What happened to the Weller? It's dead. There's going to be a huge Hackton event in Campus Party, Mexico. I go to the Hope Conference. I will go to the Hope Conference here, but I'm not going. But traveling to Mexico sounds like a bit of a trip. Why the heat gun and not your rework station? It's dead. And my other one is dead. So I'm... Oh my god. This sucks. Need microscope. I'm so used to it. You know, I used to do most of this without a microscope. And the funny thing is, the microscope really does spoil you. All right. Well, I'll be damned if that ain't soldered. Now I'm just going to make sure that it's pushed into place. I like it to be flat on the board. This is fucking humiliating. This is embarrassing. The show must go on, though. So. This is embarrassing. Okay. Is she a new employee? Yes, Jessa is an employee. Go back to the deli and get balloons, make balloon animals. Why would I make balloon animals? Why are people hating on Tech Racks? His content is entertaining. I'm not sure. Again, Tech Racks is smart. He's doing a very basic thing, and he figured out that for some crazy reason, people want to throw 5 to 6 figures in ad revenue for him for doing that simple thing. And being an intelligent individual, he decided, let me keep doing that. Which is, all right, let's just make these joints look proper. This would have been a great one for YouTube experience. Oh, yeah. So Jessica keeps convincing me that it's a good idea that we do this YouTube experience thing where you pretty much pay $100 to watch your board get fixed and be on a Skype call. Wouldn't this be great if somebody like is paying, and they have to pay the repair fee on top of it. So they're paying the repair fee, and then they're watching, knowing full well that this board is theirs, that I'm using a paint stripper on. You only had 600 viewers last time because your stream only lasted 3 minutes. P.S. Please use the Wagner more often. Oh, no, I don't want to solder with a Wagner. No soldering with a Wagner. Soldering with Wagner, very bad. Soldering with Wagner only for emergencies. Like, during emergency, break glass kind of thing. Alright, now I gotta make sure that that 5-volt wire is soldered on there without removing the 5-volt jumper. Which is gonna be a little bit difficult. Okay. Now, usually I would clear out the flux there with the hot air station, but don't have one, so I can't really see. Let's see what's going on over there. Is my wire touching where it's supposed to? Fuck if I know. Fuck if I can see. Let's get some light. And usually the hot air station will easily blow away my flux, but that superpower is gone. Okay. It sucks to feel like you've lost the superpower. It also sucks to have hands that are less steady than Michael J. Fox's, but for now, let's focus on Making sure that that is making contact without removing the capacitor, which is almost impossible. Alright. Let's see if we get CPU vcore. Fuck, let's see if this turns on. I mean, I did use a heat gun on it. I did use a paint stripper. Alright, what do you guys guess? CPU vcore or fire? CPU vcore or fire? What? Are you kidding me? 8.8 volts of CPU vcore. Alright, let's see if we get a screen. The first thing that we do before we see if we get a screen is we fix the standard fault with these boards that's going to happen a month later anyway, where the solder on the chip that controls the GPU power supply is dead. Let's do that one, just because. Don't worry, the crest will fix it. Oh man. If this was a YouTube experience, they would have left to go file chargebacks when you went out for the battery. They would have missed all this. Yeah. I respect Jess's business model. We have different ideas of how to do things. By respect, I mean argue with her on a daily basis, but I guess that's a form of respect. This is one of those very few cases where lead-free solder is actually shitty. Like one of the very few cases in which it actually is the solder and not something else. So this is a chip that's utilized for GPU vcore. It creates GPU vcore, and often you don't get GPU vcore because this is not working or shooting out the power grid signal. Buy this man a new Rework station. You think Hacko or Weller would give me a free one to be a sponsor of their products after you saying that they're a piece of shit 5 times in one stream? That's why it's hard to get sponsors when you have a channel like this. Because when you tell the truth about stuff like the alarm clock interface or the FR810 dying randomly or the WHA 900, you know, it's hard. It's hard to... Alright, so we got that. Now let's see if we get an image on the screen and a chime. But I have a feeling we are. I have a feeling we are. Eh? 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 This thing is awesome. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. Making boards great again with a paint stripper. Yeah, this person probably wouldn't be happy if they know that I fixed their computer with a paint stripper. Luckily, they'll never know. What happened to your JBC JT1? Hashtag free Jessa. Jessa is free. She's as free as can be. Jessa, no, the JT1's heating element started to die about a week ago. And then today is the first day that I came in and there is no heating element on the desk. And my Weller started acting finicky a week ago, then acted perfect, and then today couldn't remove a single chip with leaded solder. Okay. Do we get a chime and a picture? Give me a chime and a picture. It could be a picture of anything. It could be a picture of a question mark. It could be a picture of a broken screen. I don't care. Broken screen is somebody else's problem. Let's see. Plug the screen in. This is all I care about. vcore. Everything else on this board cannot work. I don't give a fuck. If I see vcore, I am excited. Okay. I should probably plug in a speaker. But plugging in the speaker is actually going to take work. Yeah. And reassembly is going to be left for later. All right. Does the MJ method of fixing boards work? What do we get? What do we get? Holy shit. All right, you're going to see a question mark in a minute. You're going to see a question mark in a minute. Or not, because I accidentally unplugged the charger. Fuck. And also, get out of there. Okay. Turn you back on. And wait. Okay. I should have had the battery plugged in. Retinas in the newer Airs boot up to a black screen, not a gray screen, so when you turn it on, you're not going to see something immediately. I ignored they were failing, and today I had to use a paint stripper. I didn't ignore it. I knew that they were failing. Ignoring that they're failing is to say, oh crap. Oh crap, I'm ignoring that it's failing. This is not running cooler, I'm ignoring this. I'm heavier on the scale, I'm ignoring, oh, but that doesn't matter, I'm ignoring this. No, I'm fully aware. It's not paying for them, it's really just getting around to ordering the stuff. I left here something around like 11 or 12 o'clock last night. I'm sure I left stuff that I could have done later, but... Running a business is always, in New York City, is always running a Ponzi scheme on your time. There's only so many things you can do, and some of the things you'll just forget. This is so cool. That actually worked. Jessa wins all arguments with Lewis by only having the arguments in the car. He will agree to anything while she is driving. Oh my god, driving with her where she goes, I think I'm going to fall asleep, is the scariest thing in the world. There's nothing like driving with somebody that's like, I can't see in front of me, or I'm about to fall asleep. That's exactly what you want to hear when you're in a car with somebody driving 50 miles an hour. It's very effective, though. That is true. I will agree to almost anything. The Twitch thingy you made me watch was all tit girls making balloon animals. Yeah, but I can't do that. That's outside of what I know how to do. I cannot make balloon animals, and this is all I got. Nobody wants that. They invited Steve Wozniak. And if they invited Steve Wozniak, that means that they're looking for more intelligent guests than what I can offer. Again, I'm a janitor. Steve Wozniak is a genius engineer. I am a janitor that films his janitorial duties. Serious question, did you buy the JBC element from TE Equipment? I bought the JBC heating element actually from JBC directly. Then the cool thing they were very nice. They sent me one before I sent back theirs, which I think was awesome. But I still had to pay for it, and it still lasted like 10 months. I gotta say, that JBC, when it works, it's the best station I've ever used. But it's over $1,600, and the heating element lasted a year. I will say, when that station works, it is the best hot air station I've ever used. I would rather use that hot air station than have sex with Christy Brinkley. I mean, it is the best hot air station you'll ever find. But $1,600. $1,600. Everyone asked Jessa, how's Pepe? Jessa got rid of Pepe. She stomped out Pepe. Glad it worked, but also sad to use the heat gun. Yeah. What if you use a hot air station for paint stripping? You'll probably kill the hot air station. You should offer this customer a bit longer warranty. On all those boards, all those 3332s with the GPU thing, Honestly, the only reason we offered 3 months instead of a year on Apple stuff is because of the constant GPU dying mess. Because I would like to offer more, it's just... And most of the time, if something goes wrong on month 4 or 6 or 8, I fix it. It's just the GPU thing. It's like, if I fixed your no backlight problem and 5 months in, your GPU dies because you bought a machine with a piece of shit GPU, and I can't buy a good GPU, that shit just sucks. That sucks. You should always have a warranty where you work with people. Here's to your new Rework station. Thank you. How come feminists don't protest against pornography studios? What are you talking about? They protest all the time. They say that it's degrading to women. All the time. But the porn where, like, they're shoving dildos in the man's ass and, like, whipping him and, like, tying him down and shit is not degrading to men. It's only degrading to women. Porn can only degrade women, not the other person that takes up 50% of the shot. But yeah, feminists protest porn studios all the time. I mean, I saw a lot of that when I actually cared to look into it, which was a long time ago. Standard solder contains flux, but it burns off pretty quickly. Do you play video games? This is a video game. I have no time or energy for games when I get home because this is a game. It's just a different type of game. It's a type of game that requires a little bit more thinking, but it's a game. Don't worry, the crest will fix it. I have a feeling it will. Oh, crap. I lost my count again. Where am I? Lewis doesn't need a hot air station. He has lots of hot air. Yeah, but I can't project it where I need it. I also can't see while I'm using that hot air. I could only see while I'm using that hot air if I had my head in my... Ah, I get the joke now. Have you ever had exploded batteries? I stabbed an iPhone 4 CDMA battery once. That was scary. The first battery you ever blow up is incredibly scary. After that, it's just normal. What are your thoughts on work-life balance? It's always fun to pursue new things for work. It's always fun to try new ideas. It's always fun to, figure out new problems. But once you do figure out those problems and you know there's diminishing returns whereby more work is not going to bring you a new cool thing, you just got to learn to when to leave at 7:59 in GTFO. Don't forget to make a thumbnail with you in the heat gun. Yeah. I have Mac, dead CPU, vcore 3787, you need help. No, you need more than help. You need a new CPU. The MOSFETs went bad, and because that uses a pussy Haswell CPU, which is a total sussy, a total wuss, it just died immediately. So I'm guessing that you have a short to grounds on PP-Bus G3 Hot that's caused by your CPU, which means you have to get a new CPU. When you look at the cost of the CPU versus the cost of the board, you'll probably come to the same conclusion that I would, that it's ready to get chucked into the bin. It's chucked into the bin. Chucked into the bin. I subbed because of Paint Stripper. More, please. Seriously? This really hurts me inside. My most viewed live video of repair is me using a Paint Stripper. And it wasn't even planned. It wasn't even planned. It just worked out that way. How would you help the world if you had unlimited money? Ooh, that's a good one. Well, there is no such thing as unlimited money, though. I mean, I know that we live in, and that's the thing. Like, I vote against unlimited money. That's why I voted for Ron Paul, in the 2008 and 12 primary. I was against this concept of we need more money. Let's print it. I don't like the concept. I don't like thinking in terms of unlimited money, because when you think like that, it's easier to then make the jump into what if we could pretend we had unlimited money too? What if we could just type money into our bank accounts too? What if we could just devalue and destroy and put into debt people in the future so that we could have a slight happiness or virtue signaling now? Because as soon as you start going down that route, believe me, you'll find a way to make it happen. And you will fuck the next generation accordingly. Or in our case, my generation. You seen the JTags don't matter mugs. I would like a JTag don't matter mug. Fake news! Yes, fake news. This board doesn't work. Yes, it's all crooked. Does Sonny have an extra hot air station you can rent? He has an IOE, and honestly, I'm not kidding. I'm not 100% serious. If I had to choose between an IOE and this, I choose this. This may not have accuracy, but it has power. IOE does not have power. I could point the IOE at that chip for probably 10 minutes. It's not going to come off. At least this, I don't have accuracy, but I can get around that. I can place the thing beforehand. I can kind of get it into place. Then I can get it into place and push down on the top. There's a lot I could do with this. What do you think of universal basic income? Don't take my money and give it to people who are not doing anything. Why is this such a crazy, what is so wrong with asking people, if you want to make money, you need to contribute to society? Is contributing to society such a far out concept for people? Just do something that people find valuable. Just do something that somebody finds valuable. Even if you have to start somewhere where you're not making money, just volunteer someplace. I don't know, do something. Do anything but sit on your ass and do nothing. I'm studying chemistry at the University of California, Davis. Needless to say, the school is ultra-liberal and a safe space. They all are ultra-liberal and safe spaces. And federal funding to college has got to go away until they get rid of that safe space bullshit. I got a spot in a physical chemistry lab working on research and realized I got the spot because they needed a Hispanic or black person. I got the spot because I am not white. I feel like a cheater. What do you think? Here's what I think. You got ahead because of a cheat, right? They weren't looking for the person who was the most qualified. They weren't looking for the person who got the best grades. They were just looking for the person that fit their quotas so that they could smile. When they take a class picture, say, "Look, we have all the colors in the rainbow here," because the rainbow is more important than the objective methods of measuring whether you should be there. Now, that means that it's your responsibility to do more with that degree than the average person who graduates. So you got a push. You got pushed ahead in a manner that other people wouldn't have. So it's your job now to not just do your job or not just use your degree the same way everybody else would use your degree. Since you got that push ahead, I would expect that you stay ahead. So I'm not going to say drop out of the program or anything like that because you got in. But now that you got in, I would say that you now have the responsibility of doing more with that program than your classmates did. You know, be happy for the fact that you were lucky enough to get into that program, and use that as a motivation to stay in that program, and also, again, just do your best to make people's lives better more than the people who got into the program based on merit. So again, you could. Because like there are some ways where I know that I got where I am based on merit, but then there's also things like cursing out a drug dealer for giving somebody money that they shouldn't have gotten, and then the next day that person loaning me the same amount of money and saying, okay, here, put your money where your mouth is. Like this at 2 in the morning. Like there's some experiences that I had where I know damn well that they occurred because of who I am, but they just could have easily not occurred. So because in some ways I got every time I got a push forward, every time I got a push that I feel like other people wouldn't have gotten, it motivated me to then pay it forward even more. So like sitting here and making 253 edited videos on how to fix boards so that you could start a business like me. That motivation didn't just come from just altruism. It came from realizing that in certain areas, I got a push forward from somebody else, and now it's my job, since I got that push forward, to then make the world a little bit more fair by giving that push forward to other people. So that's what I would say. Instead of feel guilty about it, try to do instead of feel guilty about it, just do everything you can to do more with your degree than somebody else would, and then help other people accordingly. Fun fact, we killed Saddam for the same reason we killed Gaddafi. He was in the process of moving away from the counterfeit US dollar to gold. No, that's wrong. You need to get more, I'm going to cover your mouth with a freedom isn't free bumper sticker right now because you're telling too much truth. How dare you tell something that makes sense? How dare you say something that makes sense? How dare you use objective facts and reasoning to come to a conclusion? I punish you by taking a freedom isn't free bumper sticker and putting it right over your mouth. Is his microphone farting? Fuck if I know. I clicked to see a pretty face, but I feel like I clicked on a TED Talk. $50 says the person saying I'm pretty and watching my stream is not Ruby Lewis. $200 says the person watching is not Ruby. Why the fuck are people asking a techie guy about SJW alt shit stuff? That's a good question. Am I just a techie person? Can you not be both? Are you not allowed to have a discussion because you solder? Should I put a freedom isn't free bumper sticker over my mouth? Nah. Maybe. Maybe not. What I should do for sure is get a burrito. Because I have not had a burrito yet today. And that's just a fucking crime. It doesn't matter how you got the opportunity, it matters what you do with it. Again, I would half agree with that. I would like to close the loopholes that allow the unfairness to exist, but if unfairness allowed you to get ahead, I would say it's okay so long as you make sure that whatever gap there is between fair and how ahead you got, you make sure that you make an even bigger gap between what other people do with your opportunity, with that opportunity, and what you do with it. Make it fair. That's how you make it fair. Don't forget to order a heating element. I probably will. I'm going to get a burrito. I'm going to go home. And I'm going to forget all this shit happened. Also fixed my 3437 and paid for a forum membership. I'm glad it worked. That's the thing. Like, I think all these things, but I'm going to go out. I'm going to talk to some people. I'm going to get dinner, and then I'm going to go home. And then I'm going to come back and go, fuck, my heating element doesn't work. Do another live stream of you working while getting buzzed off Jägermeister. No, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. But yeah, I mean, if you go backwards with your opportunity, you're really, honestly, you're not helping anybody else. Like, if you just drop out, they're just going to give that program to somebody else anyway. The only thing that you can possibly do is make sure that whatever unfairness was present to get you in the program, you double that and you offer that much more value once you finish the program to other people. I have a Mac, dead vcore, need help. I think I answered that one already. Don't copy and paste. That's not nice. There's enough comments to read. Too many people for everyone to be useful. What model is your Sennheiser belt pack? That's a good question. This is a really good one, by the way. This is an EW300G2. It's much better than the Shure one that I gave away. The range is better. It doesn't cut out as often, unless I'm obviously smashing it into my belt because the clip isn't on it. But it works pretty well. The Sennheiser stuff is really high quality. Which branch of the military were you in? Never heard a civilian swear in such a proper manner. Keep up the good content. No military for me. I'm scared to death of getting shot at. I would prefer to not be shot at. If given a choice between a job where people shoot at you and want to cut your head off and a job where you remove corrosion from motherboards, I know which one I'll choose. I loved it with Linus. You should make a new format out of that. If by format you mean like, I don't like editing. That's the thing. Like, people don't like long videos, but like when you edit me, that's what you get. If you want an answer to why doesn't Lewis edit his videos, go watch the video I did with Linus, and that's what Lewis looks like when edited. If you edit out all the things that Lewis says that should not appear on a PG-rated show, then you'll get me staring into a camera like this. Yeah, no editing. If you edit out all the things that I say that are not appropriate, you will wind up with an empty video. I don't know what to say. Pay it forward. Exactly. More work, less talk. I'm done. No, it's the weekend. It's 6:30. Fuck that. I fixed 2 things and I'm going home. And I fixed all the things I fixed between 12 and 4. Thank you for your videos and outlook on life. I've learned a lot from them. Currently working on my Tron Legacy Identity Disc. Please get a new hot air station. The Wagner is painful to watch. We'll see how many repairs I can do with the Wagner. Maybe that'll be my troll. Maybe I'll keep using the Wagner. Let's see. Lewis doesn't read YouTube chat. I sure don't. I sure don't. I read Twitch chat because the YouTube chat disappears every time you scroll. Wait, lol, you believe in the gold standard. No, I totally believe in a system where you can print as much money as you want and devalue it and destroy the next generation's chance of having a good life. No, I prefer that system. Fiat currency all the way. Print as much as you want. Print as much as you want. I think the coolest thing about Bitcoin is that you can't just make shit. Like, I don't think the government is going to find a way to just make shit up with Bitcoin the same way they can just print money with the paper shit, with the green stuff. Are you considering more collaborative videos with other tech YouTubers like you did with Linus? No. No, not really. And nothing against other people. It's just all those videos, they're like 5 or 8 minutes in length, and they're edited. I mean, again, if you edit me to get only the parts that are appropriate, you won't get a video. I could consider doing a live chat with Eli. I would consider doing, let's say, a live one with Eli. But, yeah, I can't, I'm not going to, no, edit, I can't, no editing. No editing. All right, I got to get out of here. Technically, Lewis, you totally should. It means your money will stretch further and you can enslave a bunch of millennials to be your servants and cook you low-grade ramen due to skill set. Can you repair the element on the heat gun and how much would it cost? You know what I'm really interested in? Can I take the heating element out of this and put it in this? No, seriously, how much work would that take? Can I shove this in here? Any comments on how Butterfly handles warranty returns like cracked iPhone screens versus how you handle it? Butterfly? What do you mean by Butterfly? Warranty returns like cracked iPhone screens. Cracked screens are not warranty. If you mean in terms of how do I deal with customers that return with no warranty, I did a video 3 years, oh my God, 4 years, oh my, I'm old. 4 years ago, I did a video on this channel. I can't believe I'm saying that. 4 years ago, I did a video on cracked. You just search my channel for cracked again, and you'll see. I have about a 10-minute video on how I deal with that. Long story short, you have to walk the customer through the process by which the phone became cracked again, so that they can either say in their own words that it cracked on its own, which is bullshit, or describe to you the conditions that led up to it happening. But you need to fish out of them the bullshit that it was just sitting on the stand, and then it magically had a huge crack, and then the corner was magically dented at the same time. You got to walk them through to saying it, because if you don't walk them through to saying it out loud, then you don't have as much of a leg to stand on when telling them that they're full of shit. But yeah, I don't miss that. It has been about 2 years since we fixed iPhone screens. So it has been about 2 years since I've had somebody come in crying, whining, and bitching that their screen cracked on its own. And honestly, I don't miss it at all. I don't miss that shit at all. Like, if I had to choose between data recovery and YouTube and getting back into stocks, or fucking replacing iPhone screens for people that say it cracked on its own a week later, the blue doesn't look the same, it doesn't feel the same on my face as it did before. Like, no, fuck doing that shit. I'm not going back to that as long as I live. No iPhone screen repair. No iPhone screen repair. Don't make me. Don't make me. Don't make me. I would rather go back to replacing bus switches on an SSL J9000. I would replace switches on the Neve VRP console before I go back to doing iPhone screen repair. No, fuck iPhone screen repair. Fuck iPhone screen repair in its ass. That is the... No. Any comments on how Oberdick handles warranty returns? Oh, now I see what it did. It censored you. It censored you. How it's the, oh my god. Okay, so Streamlabs thought that Michael Oberdick was a curse, and it replaced Oberdick with a butterfly. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure how Michael Oberdick handles warranty returns on iPhone screens, but the first thing that I do is I walk them through the process. So, for example, if somebody looked at me and said, it was cracked from the moment I got it back. And, I remember saying to this person, I'm like, I appreciate that you're telling me this, because it seems like you're somebody that really wants to get the value for the money. Yes. And it seems like, you wouldn't tolerate me giving you a bad screen. Yes. So I find it hard to believe that you would have walked out of the store with it cracked since you looked at it and took the screen protector off of it. I just think you would have called me out on it then. And hearing that noise, that was great. That was one of my favorites. But when it comes to that, you just have to. Here's the thing. And here's the important part. You lose either way if you give in. If you give in after a back and forth discussion, you're still going to get a 1-star review. Let me explain why. You're still going to get the 1-star. They're going to say, I went back there, and they said they weren't going to replace it free, but then I argued, and I waved my sword around, and then they gave me a free one. So then they're going to feel like a soldier. They're going to feel empowered. They're going to feel like they have to tell everybody else what a soldier they were to fight you, to beat you in battle so that they could get a free screen. You're still going to get the 1-star. If you get a 5-star, they say, I went back after the screen had a crack in it again and they fixed it again for free, then you're going to have a flurry of people come to your store that are going to crack it again and think that they can do the same thing. Well, you did it for that person on Yelp, right? So you're going to do it for me. Either way, you're fucked. Offer good service, be polite, kind, and courteous to people. You have to be polite, kind, and courteous, and this cannot be a 10-second conversation. The difference between a 5-star review and a 1-star review, the difference between a hug and a chargeback, is the difference between whether you spend 10 minutes explaining everything to them and you made them feel valued, or you spend 10 seconds explaining the same thing and did not make them feel valued. It's all about making them feel valued when it comes to the warranty thing, and it's also about walking them through exactly what happened. And then, for me, admittedly, it's also about taking a phone that's in the slot and actually kicking it around a little just to get the point across that it's not going to crack that easily. Now, if you open the phone up and there's a piece of glass in there that the last technician did not leave out, by all means, it should be free. If there's a piece of cracked glass sitting under the display, then you should not be charging for it. It would be criminal for you to charge for it. However, if this frame is in good condition, the frame was in good condition when it left the store, and there's no glass under the screen and it cracks, no. Just no, absolutely not. You can't be the person that gives shit away for free. Now, here's what I will say. Remember what I said about the arguing and the waving the sword? If people feel like they're in the middle of a righteous fight and then you give in, What now they think you were trying to scam them. This is important here. So let's say I say it can't crack on its own, I'm afraid. And they say, I know it cracked on its own. And I go, okay, it cracked on its own. I'm sorry. I'm going to hide under my desk now. Here's a new screen for free. They're going to think that you were trying to scam them. And here's where we can get a little bit more philosophical with it. Let's say you were talking to somebody who was, let's say you're talking to somebody who is religious. And let's say you talk to them for about 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes they become an atheist. You as an atheist may think, this person finally saw logic. Great. But what I would think is that person has a belief system that they've held their entire life, and you were able to convince them out of it in just 10 minutes? Seems kind of weird. It seems like you weren't that serious about it all along. So if somebody is able to talk to me for 1 minute, in that 1 minute have me go do a complete 180 degree from charging $100 or something to charging $0, they're going to think, was he trying to get some shit over on me? So even if you give in, you still lose because in the customer's mind, you're a scammer. So what I would do is this. If they cracked it again and they came in and like, they're nice and like, yeah, I just cracked my phone again. Honestly, and I shouldn't say this because people are going to use it against me later, but a lot of the times I would give them 50% off right off the bat. It's like, I know, it sucks that happened. You just come. I would give stupid discounts to people that I would get yelled at here for. I would give stupid levels of discounts to people who are just like, yeah, I'm just careless, man. Here, just do what you got to do. Because as soon as they show that they are willing to pay, as soon as they don't put the blame on me, then I am free to be altruistic. I am free to give them something for close to cost or nothing because I know that they're not going to use that against me. They're not going to use that as a bullet in the gun. They're not going to use that as a little as evidence that I'm a scammer. They're going to see it for what it is, which is altruism and goodwill. They have altruism and goodwill towards me, wanting to pay again. I have altruism and goodwill towards them, being the huge discount. But when they walk in the store saying, the screen cracked on its own, you need to fix this, you fucked this up, I open it up, and if there's no glass inside there, and if we did everything right, I'm not giving that person a dime off. If the repair was 60, it's going to be 60 again. If the repair is 400, it's going to be 400 again. It's all about how they come to you. So if they come to you and they're nice, by all means, you can give them as much off as a discount as you can. It's all about whether or not there is this perception in their minds that they had to fight to get what was right for them. As long as they feel that they had to fight or do some kind of righteous sword fight to get you to cave in, they're going to see you as a ripoff. And I'm telling you, you're going to give them the free screen after that fight. And you're still going to have like a 2-star review because this fucker made me argue to get my free screen. Telling you, don't give in. So it's really all about how they come to you. And the second thing I would say is that you never get into the arguments before you see it. They're going to say, let's say they call you and they say something like, it cracked on its own. What are you going to do? Is it warranty? You go, just let me see. Let me take a look at the device. I'm more than happy to help you. Does that mean you're replacing it for free? Let me look at the device. I'm more than happy to help you out. I just got to see what you have. Don't go, screens don't crack on their own right on the phone. Because here's the thing. You may get into this huge argument and you may build up this huge argument where they fucking hate you and you fucking hate them. And the phone comes into the store and there's a piece of glass underneath the screen. What the hell do you say then? You got a pissed off customer, you got a pissed off you, and the worst part of it is that you now look like a complete dumbass because you left a piece of glass under the screen. So always be open to the fact that you fucked up. Always be open to the fact that you did something wrong without admitting you did something wrong until you can confirm it. Let me take a look. Again, if there's anything that we did, I'm more than happy to replace it for free. Just let me take a look at it, but I can't guarantee it. I got to see what's in there. And again, it's about explaining things to people. If you take the 2 to 5 minutes to explain that to the customer, most of the time they're fine with it. But if you explain it in 10 seconds, no, crack is not warranty. That's where you get the chargeback, that's where you get the Department of Consumer Affairs claim, and that's where you get the 1-star review. But if you just talk to them and go, here, let me just take a look. Is it free? Is it warranty? Because I heard you had a 1-year. Just let me take a look at the phone. I'm more than happy to tell you if it's covered under warranty. I just got to open it up and check out a few things, and you can even watch as I go. And most people are, I shouldn't say most people are reasonable. Most people are reasonable enough that you can do that and they'll let you do that. And frankly, if you're dealing with somebody that's not going to even respond to that level of respect, again, if you're treating them with respect and they refuse to give you any back, then at that point, they're just a dick and there's nothing you can really do about it. Then there's really nothing you could do at that point. I can't believe that Michael Oberdick's name got censored to Butterfly. Yeah, I don't know who in his family decided to put... Who decides to put like just genitals in people's names? I don't get that. And I'm not mentioning this because of me. I didn't say that. Streamlabs said that. Streamlabs took his name and thought it was a curse and edited it out of the screen. I couldn't even answer that question properly because I couldn't answer it properly in the beginning. I had to scroll back and look and only realize after I scrolled back that his name was actually censored by the system because because a genital part is included in the name. What the fucking Streamlabs, man. I don't know how he handles it exactly. We do things differently. It doesn't mean that one of us is wrong. For example, I'm in New York City. I have a certain customer base. He's in Ohio, where people are a lot nicer. So there's different ways to handle it. For example, where Jessa lives, nobody locks their doors. The cars are unlocked. Breaking into a car there is like walking up to it, doing this, and then driving it. Jessa probably doesn't lock her store half the time, and her address is on the website, so I really hope she does. But most people in certain areas, they don't even lock their doors. Here, I remember one time, it was like 9 o'clock at night. The tip jar had $1.50 in it. I walked back to go to the bathroom without locking the front door, and when I came out, the $1.50 was gone, and I checked the camera. Somebody came in and stole my tips. They stole $1.50 fucking cents. $1.50. It's ridiculous. And it's like, do I even bother filing a police report for $1.50? But yeah, people are going to do businesses in different ways based on who they're dealing with and the reality of their business. Michael Oberdick has the reality of his business, and I have the reality of my business. I don't think either of us is technically wrong, and I guess that time will tell if one of us winds up going bankrupt or not, which one was wrong. But yeah. He may disagree with me with certain things, but again, if it works for you and you're not screwing people over, then I don't really have any problem with it. Your take on Uber stock. If self-driving cars become a thing, Uber will make a ton of people a lot of money. If it doesn't become a thing, then Uber is going to lose a lot of people a lot of money. Companies can't, you just look at the numbers that Uber has, and I don't see how that's going to make sense unless they can get rid of the employees. 400 for screen rate. I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass here. It's obvious. That's why I said 4 numbers in a row. Your effort at goodwill and altruism is literally the first non-technical issue where I feel you put in genuine human thought. Huh? I don't get it. I can't tell if that's a compliment or an insult, but we continue scrolling. Is Lewis on Twitch now? I am, because Twitch has usable chat, and YouTube does not. What if the screen was held on by chewing gum? Ah, you mean if it was an E-Tech parts screen? If it was an oh yeah, I bought screens from E-Tech parts once, 15 or 20 of them. I'm not kidding. Every single person that bought it, it was a no question, we'll just replace it for you. Before they're even in the store, it's like, oh yeah, you got an E-Tech screen? Yeah, come over here. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there was that. Repair family. Do you have any advice for a piece of shit addict? Love your vids. I do contract IT work. I have to fend off the sweats and the shakes by smelling booze on site. Smelling like booze on site. But I am so much calmer with the sauce, and I complete the task at hand anyway. Huh. That's a question. Yeah, that's a question. How do you quit drinking? I will leave that to somebody in chat who has quit drinking. Because for me, it's been simple. Like, when I want to drink, I can drink. And when I don't want to drink, I don't drink. So I'm not really sure what it's like having to deal with addiction. Owners are the biggest pussies. I discount local people that are interested in how all this works and then give them free stuff all the time. Yesterday, I fixed a local wet phone for the sake of the phone. Don't tell Sunday, she will fire me. Yeah. Again, it really does come down to how the person was treating you. If the person was treating you with respect, I will give all the... and I shouldn't say this, but... that's why I don't deal with people. That's why Steve does. I will give them all the free shit in the world. But if they don't have that level, if they come in with that paranoia, if they come in with that, you're the car mechanic that fucks people over look on their face, no mercy. Just no mercy. I will give you what you give me. That's the best warranty policy for it, in my opinion. I treat people like I'm not going to have, because here's the thing that happens when you give away everything for free. People are going to figure that out. They're going to post on the internet. They're going to, like, once they figure out the trigger words to say to get free screen or free this or free that or warranty after 2 years, then everybody's going to do it. And they say, well, you did it for them. No. When people come in with that attitude, just, move along, little doggy. Move along. Move along, little doggy. Have you seen the thing about Apple can no longer charge full price for a refurbished product? I haven't seen that. Maybe I'm missing something in the news. I mean, have they ever? On their website, they have refurbs, and they are cheaper than new, so I don't think that they're charging. I don't think Apple ever was charging new prices for refurb. And I could be wrong here, and I don't mean to defend Apple, for no reason, but just to my knowledge, I just don't want to say something that's factually incorrect. I don't know that there was a time that you could go to apple.com and you paid the new price and you got a refurb. Maybe I'm missing something. Connect the tube nozzle of the Weller to the Wagner. That's fucking genius. And can I control it off here? Oh, that is a way to be a cheapskate. Show your nasty customer how easily the new screen breaks again and enjoy the customer's reaction. Use a fake phone and troll your customer. Are you looking at Twitch chat or YouTube or both? I'm going back and forth between both. In spite this chat is useful, you keep missing some of my questions. I miss a lot of questions because there's 90 messages a minute and there's only one idiot reading them. Let's see, what did I miss from Not Nitrocaster? Would you sell me your dead Weller? No, I'm going to get a heating element for it. Sell me your dead Weller. See, that's why I've been ignoring what you say. Because I'm going to fix my Weller. There's a reason I was ignoring that. I'm going to get a nice new little heating element for that Weller and it's going to be great again. Okay, now I got to scroll back. I should go get a burrito. I keep thinking if I get to the end of chat, I can get a burrito. When you fix waterproof phones, do you apply new waterproof seal? I don't fix phones. I get the data off of them and then throw them in the garbage. I mean, they're e-waste. I mean, they're recycling. I mean, I fixed them again. No, but really, I do data recovery and that's it. I don't give a shit if it's ever liquid. I don't give a crap if it ever works again. I'm happy to give the phone to somebody else to do the repairing of it, but that whole when I stand under the subway, I used to get 3 bars and now I get 2.5 bars 2 years after you fix the water. No. Fixing water damaged phones to work again is a nightmare. None of that. Oh man, there's so much chat to finish reading. It's impossible to get to the end though. You really do never get to the end. Oh man. You go to university to study. Yes, and failed. Can you shoot someone for $1.50? No, if you do it, it's New York. You can't defend yourself. If you defend yourself, you're a Nazi. Why not hire more employees or franchise your business? Because franchising your business is how you end up with a bunch of idiots. I mean, really. I mean, not even franchise. Just thinking of chains. Again, Chipotle, $14 for a burrito. I pick it up, it falls apart. They've been in business 20 years. They can't figure out how to fold a burrito. And you want me to franchise a business on component level board repair? Franchising sucks. I don't want a bunch of idiots running. Like, again, the one thing that I like about this place more than anything else is regardless of who you talk to here, whether it's me, somebody doing data recovery, or just a shipping clerk, you're never talking to an idiot. And once they release a test that allows you to figure out if somebody's an idiot or not immediately, I could consider franchising. But until then, no. That's what makes this place special, really. Regardless of who you're talking to, you're never dealing with an idiot. Like if you go to other businesses, you have the idiots at tier 1, semi-idiots at tier 2, people that have a brain at tier 3, people who can use the brain at tier 4. I like the fact that everybody here uses their brain. And I can trust them to. I don't have to have these specific standards and these specific procedures and these specific protocols to get around the fact that nobody has a brain. Screens don't crack steel beams. If Rob Van Pelt wasn't already a mod, I would mod him again. That is a good comment. That's a quality troll. That is a quality troll. What? Problem is, us Americans are give me now society and forget what it's like to be respectful. Yeah, and you get so far with it. You really do. You get so far with it. Like any time that I'm dealing with a company where it's voluntary whether or not they treat me nice or get my stuff done quickly, I am so nice to them. I am so kind. I'm so understanding because I know that how I treat the receptionist or how I treat whoever answers the phone or how I treat whoever I'm handing my stuff off to has a big part to do with whether or not they're motivated to help me or tell me to go fuck myself. Good luck getting to the end of chat. It's never going to happen. Jessica keeps trying to get to the end of chat and she never does. And I tell her not to, and now I'm doing the same thing. Chat never ends. Yeah. None of us here are idiots, but some people's brains are a little bit smoother than others. Perhaps. Why does Chris Long get no more than 20 viewers on his live streams? Because he started streaming months ago, and I started doing this crap in 2012. When I started making videos, I remember after a month I had like 6 views. It takes time. It's really just time. You can't do it, you're almost at the end. Around 4 months ago, I remember you didn't want people to donate. Now you accept donations. What changed? What changed is people were doing whois on my website and then sending me donations to that email that I don't read, and then calling the store and actually getting angry at the employee they spoke to, wondering why Lewis didn't accept their donation. And at that point, it's like, I give up. I might as well. And my video on Patreon wasn't so much about the act of paying for content so much as it was about the idea of creating content whose sole purpose is to extract money. Because like there's content I watch all the time where it's like, it's cool, I get that there's some kind of coolness about it, but it doesn't really contribute much, but it just kind of encourages you to click. And then there's content that actually informs. And I would hope that the content that I create actually informs rather than just be, useless, weightless junk that without ad revenue would have no use for society. That, and after I saw that I spent about $5,000 in travel for the right to repair thing, that happened around like the exact same time. Like when I'm looking at my bank, it's like, okay, so all the audio recording crap I bought, plus the batteries, plus the hotel, plus the plane, and it's like, I made $40 in ad revenue off that video, and I paid like $5,000 to go there. Okay. That changed things a little bit. What do you think of Elon Musk and his thoughts of living in a simulation? I got to get a burrito to go into that topic. Why not use WhoisGuard or some type of Whois privacy service? For the same reason I don't have a heating element. Because I'm always putting my time into the wrong things. Did you see the new Microsoft Surface laptop? No, there is no such thing as a Surface. I am a Surface denier. I've never seen a Surface. I don't believe they exist. I've seen pictures on the internet, but there's pictures on the internet of many different things. There's a drugstore in Germany that sells maxi pads called Jessa. I wonder if it is the Rossmann drugstore. Probably. There is a drugstore in Germany called Rossmann, and oh my God, if they sell Jessa maxi pads, that would be too much. Okay, now to the other window, and then I really got to get out of here. It is Saturday night, and I do actually want to do some things that are not reading live chat and paint stripping motherboards. What is the most stupid, easy repair you did that was the most appreciated? JTag. There is so much appreciation for JTag. Now you're just asking silly questions to try to get me to stay here all day. And at this point, I must protest. So that's it for today. As always, I hope you learned something, which is you never use a paint stripper to fix a motherboard. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. And that's it.